Okay, in this video we have a Plat 3 console player. I believe they play on PS4, and they're playing Tracer and Cassidy. They felt that their teammates died too much and that they pretty much carried as much as they could and to get the win, but then they want to know how to improve on the characters they played on. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. They start off on Tracer. So, but when you're playing Tracer, there's like check boxes that you should check off. One, do I have my blinks? Do I have my recalls? Do I have full health? And am I on an off angle? And is my team engaging? Because you don't want to engage the enemy as Tracer without your team engaging, because you're squishy and you're probably going to take a lot of damage and die and get punished for it. All right, let's see what happens in this first fight here. Right. So you move in and you notice that there are tanks there and you're the first one in. So as Tracer, being the first one in is probably a bad thing. So the moment you've seen them coming this way, you probably should have deviated off your path. Like you blinked back. Go ahead and let your tank engage here. Since now you see them here, you want to find the off angle. And to go around for this off angle would be too far. So the other side of that, you probably would have wanted to come over this way and take this off angle, because now you have cover, which that's the other thing you want to look for, cover, and you're at a shorter off angle. And you could come through here as well. You could come through, you could have came through this side, rotated back to this side and had cover and being able to blink back to the health pack. So, but you're now, you engaged a couple times on the first time. I understand, because maybe you were trying to come up and get an off angle on them, but maybe you should just waited just a little bit to see if you weren't in time to get around them, and waited to see if where they were going to come up at. So let's go ahead and, so now you take the off angle, which is good. But here, is this a good off angle? And think to yourself why it wouldn't be. It's a little risky, right? Because look at what you're doing. If they're not turning and looking at you, which is lucky for you. But once they do, it's not going to be good. So this positioning is a little bit off, right? It's not good. Because just off angle is good. The idea behind it is good, but the moment you stepped up here, you're now in a bad off angle, because you're just out in the open. You have nothing to protect you. You have no cover. Even if you would have been here and just stayed here and sprayed the tank, I know the squishies are what you should be going for, but sometimes you just got to give what they give you. If you're going to stay here, this would be where I would be at, because you have this cover to play around, right? Or, if you're going to go for the squishies, you could have came back this way, and then you would have been on a little bit better of an off angle for the squishies. You could have played here, and then once again, you could blink out to the health pack. But you opted to go out in the middle. All right, so let's see what happens. You're out here in the middle and in a bad position, and we know if they turn around and look at you, it's going to be bad. So let's see what you do. Okay. You were here and you blinked up this way when you should have probably just blinked back. Right? So if you're here now, will split the focus of the team, of the enemy team. You can basically just shoot here, and they're going to have to turn and look at you, in which would take all this fire off of your tank, right? Or some of it at least. You could have, you wouldn't want to probably peek there, but you would have been here to be able to take some of that focus off your tank. I think if you would have been over here from the get-go, then you would have had some of them down low. Maybe your Cass could have made some plays over here. I don't know, but I would have been I would have blinked this way. The point is that you blinked this way. No, there's no longer an off angle. You were at the same point, the same spot as your tank. And if you would have just blinked back over this way, boom, you could have shot. And plus, you have access to be able to go here and then come back around this way and be annoying from this side as well. All right, so we know the first team fight went. You probably should have went right and went around, and you would have played covered a little better. You had the right idea, but the off angle was a little too open. Then you put yourself back with the team, and you should have went the other way. There was a health pack over there, and you could have engaged in the fight and caused a little bit more disruption. So now we're after the team fight, and you have survived, which is a good thing. All right, what should you do in this scenario? One, as quiet as possible. Two, you're going to want to set up and wait for your team. You don't want to engage because, once again, that's one of the things we check. Is our team engaging? So, where you're at right now is fine. What you should do right now, take a look back this way. Where's your team? You can see one of them is dead, hasn't even respawned yet. One is heading back to your team, and two are coming from spawn. So being here is good. So what you should do is stay here, just chill out, let your team come in. When your team engages, depending on where the fight is happening, you could actually come here and fight. You could come over here and fight. You could, depending on how long you have, you could wrap it around, which I don't know what they're looking at. They're probably looking for you. I just didn't know where you're at. But by the time the team fights, then you could take this off angle, maybe come back over here because there's a health pack, play this angle. And then if you had to, you could blink back out. There's another health pack in here. So this side has a lot more health packs. So let's just see what you do and what happens here. Let's talk about that engagement. I think you pushed up just a little too far here. I think the more ends up surprising you, or maybe you knew she was coming up here. But either way, you engage in, you probably should have hung it back here, let her go, because your team is not engaging. The engage could have been fine, but what you do, instead of just backing back out and waiting for your team, because even when you engage, let's see where your team at is when you shoot her. Boom. Okay. Get out, get back out. Your team, where's your team, right? Your team is not here. This is going to be bad for you, and we know it is. So now what you do is you chase. Your team is still back there. This whole team has nothing to do except now find and fight you, and they're not going to get punished for it. They're going to stay on cart. Your team's not here. What you do is you end up getting your recall forced and getting out of position, and now you're moving backwards and your team's moving in. Now you're out of the fight. Now your team's engaging. Now you've disrupted them prior to the team fight, so now your team is engaging. They now have high ground for free for now, and you're back here you went way too far back, I think. I mean, you have full health. You went way too far back. Why not just be here? But you take yourself out of the team fight, and that whole time while you're out of the team fight, what's happening with your team? Your Ana is getting hit. Now you come in, but it's too late. Yeah, you get you get a pick. You get the recall, which is fine. Once again, if you would have been here earlier, it could have been a different story. So you go help. I'm assuming you're peeling for your mercy here, which I really can't fault that. But I think just the stuff prior to that, you were adding zero value. You blinked away. You engaged way too early. You blinked away. too far. You used all your cooldowns. You're nowhere near the fight. You were late. You should have waited on your team, and maybe you could distract your the enemy, and your Ana could have survived, and it could have went a little bit different. I just think you were a little late, so you need to work on that. All right, so here you were just pushing the cart, which was good. Your Zarya pushed in way too far, so that was definitely on her. So you move off to an off angle, which is good. The part that is the part that is kind of bad on this play is right here. Is this overall this becomes a good play for you, but right here I don't understand that. What I don't get is why you went from you kind of used your blinks for no reason. You went basically from here and then did what, 2 blinks to move to here, and there you don't wrap around, so you come here. Your Sombra is already here. You could have just hopped down right here and engaged sooner. If you would have engaged from here, you would have got the attention. You would have got the attention of the enemy team right here, along with your Sombra. You and your Sombra could have focused down this Kiriko. You could have then moved on to here. You would have disrupted them, and then you could have potentially saved your other 2 teammates there. They ended up getting taken out, and then y'all could have won this team fight. So this was, going way over here took too much time, and there was no reason for it except for you to waste, you wasted, let's see, 2 blinks just to do nothing, right? Now here, good, right? You go on. You get the pick. It's good. Right? That's good. Oops. Recall. You get the... You at least push her out. She doesn't turn around whatsoever. You get the pick. It's good. You get a nice bomb there. And, there you did pretty good. But, just that little leading up to it, I think what you did was good, but it was a little late. Right? I mean, now your team's dead, and I think you still end up getting the cart back here, or the robot back, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, in that fight, the only thing I seen was that you moved to a good off angle. He first engaged, you 2 blinked to nothing. There was no reason to use your blinks. Remember, your blinks are great when you're something that you need to have. You could have just dropped down and took that little off angle. So it was a good play, but just that little first engage there is something you need to work on. Use blinks for no reason. So watch out for that. So I want to know what was going through your mind here, right? You're now down 1. You jump down in front of 3 of them. Would this be something that you would consider a good play? Because you're not on an off angle. Your team's not engaging. You do have your recall and your blinks, but I don't think this is the play. And then you further make this play even worse by you take a couple of shots and turn your back to go what, for Kiriko? But did you think that these folks here just forgot about you? So I don't understand this play. So this is something you definitely want to stay away from as Tracer, is coming here. I think if you would have just waited here, because your team is about to engage, but the enemy team is still a little lacking far back. So you decide. So I think if you'd have been here. So let's see how it plays out here. You have to use the recall. You come back now. And you get a pick. What you could have done is you could have fell back with your team. You could have hidden behind the wall. You could have rotated to the higher ground. So let's go back to that and let's see what you could have done there. So boom. Instead of jumping out here, what you could have done was hid here, right? Came here. And then when they come under here, then you can, by that time, let's see. Okay, boom. Now get to here. Move up to here. Now your team is engaging, right? And now you're able to shoot here. Boom. You got a little cover. And then if they push in further, or even, I mean, to me, going to the high ground would probably be the better play, or you wait just a little bit longer here. Right? Now you could push along this way and have access to health packs. Spray here. And if they turn, you can either blink out this way, or you can stay in cover and blink this way and move around here. Oh, and let's go a little further. Boom. If you're here, now you're hitting here. Oh, if it goes bad, you can blink into here. Get back over this way and just follow them around this whole side. And they're still having to deal with your whole team. Now, the only thing you have to worry about is your whole team. Overall, this play was bad. You jumped down, you turned in front of 3 of them, you turned your back on them, you wasted a bunch of cooldowns. You stated, so you stated your team were dying, but you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as Tracer. You're not disrupting the enemy team. Your timing is off, and you're making bad decisions when you go in. So just remember, what's your purpose as Tracers? To distract, be in that, and remove their focus from your team. And then you want to be making sure you have all your check boxes checked when you go in. Do I have full health? Do I have my recall? Do I have my blinks? Am I full health? And is my off angle? And is my team engaging? And once you meet all those, you're going to be in a little bit better shape. So in this fight, you end up blinking in here. And I don't know the reasoning. I don't know if you thought you could stop the robot, if that was what you were going for, or were you going to go in for some sort of a play? So I don't know what the reasoning behind your play here is, but I don't think you should have contested. You blink in, force to recall, then go on an angle that's not advantageous to you. So now you're waiting. Tank is down, health, which they're probably running in, but once again, if you would have waited, you could have been able to have more impact here, I think. Your tank did run into 5 there, but see, now you're back where you should have been the whole time anyway. So in this fight, I just think, the robot was almost at the checkpoint. Don't engage yet. Your team's not engaging. You had a good off angle. Just wait. Just wait until your team starts to engage, then move in and distract. But since you moved in too soon, you recalled, the enemy team didn't have to worry about you, right? So once again, your play with Tracer so far is you have a lot of the good ideas and you understand what you're supposed to be doing, but your timing is just way off of your team, and you're causing yourself more problems, and you're not helping your team out. You're not bringing any of the focus off the team. So that's some stuff that you really need to work on with Tracers. So I would look into working on your timing, and always check where your team at is. Are they engaging? Then move in. So here, once again, you're going on a flank. You have pulse bomb, and I get it, right? But there's a problem. The team's not engaging, which Zarya shouldn't even really be here either, but we're not talking about them. Actually, they're fine because they can play this here. But your team is really not engaging yet. Your soldiers over here maybe going to take a good off angle with too, but you are about to engage, and once again, I don't think it's a good engage. Okay. I'm going to show you an alternative thing you could have done from probably about right here. So you're hiding here. So you're staying on this right side, or yeah, the right side coming from your spawn. They know you're here. You have 3 blinks. You should have went this way. You have a health pack over here, and if you would have been over on this side on these fights, let's see what would have happened. Because you just sit there, not do anything. You might as well staged up. At this point, you could have moved. You should have moved over here, and then look what this opens up for you. You have cover. You have a short off angle, and you would have been able to boom. And then you have the mega here. You could have waited here, and you would have your recall to get back into the mini here. And so if you were here in this fight instead of where you're at, now you're causing them problems. Boom, causing problems. And if they get you, you might have died from the Sombra, but you've been causing problems. Instead, you're over here doing nothing, and then you move back with your team. And then if you would have blinked over here now, look where you're at. Boom, blink back, health pack, boom, disrupt. They come to get you. You can blink over this way, play up here, move up here, distract, right? So see, just think about, don't try to go with your team and don't always try to, like you were trying to, it was like you were trying to force a play over here that wasn't going to happen. And you're like out in no man's land, there's no health packs over here, nothing. But if you would have maybe just tried to get over to this side, just think about, not being with your team. Yeah, you just really didn't play that well. I mean, you tried to force something, engaged prior to your team being there, set here, and instead of trying to get me for off angle, or you could have sat here and just waited for a little bit, let them move up some, then you could have wrapped around maybe this way, depending on where they were at, fought here, and then you could have then blinked in through here, know that there's a mini if you needed it, then you would have come back this way, played this corner, and then now they're up here, now you're a distraction. And then if you need to get out, you can just try to blink out this way or blink back into here if you didn't have to get the mini. So I think the main thing is on that is, look for other off angles too, right? Look for different ways to engage, especially if they know where you're at, because you were adding really 0 value because you weren't able to get to them. Okay, so here you ended up surviving and you hide, which is good. And then you engage. Now, what's the problem with this engagement? One, you're going in basically 1 on 3. Not good. Your team is really not in any position to engage. So you probably should wait here, but I think let's see what happens. Yeah. So you get the Kiriko, so you basically trade here, I guess, but getting the Kiriko is not a bad thing. But the other part of that is you end up dying with 3 blinks. So I think the moment you stuck the Kiriko, you should have blinked your butt. Well, I don't know. You should have blinked somewhere. Probably just back here. Blink, and then got the mega and just waited. But instead, you just decide to take on the Sojourn with a little bit of health, and then you could have came back and maybe took the Sojourn on after that, or you could have turned her focus, which I probably wouldn't have. She probably wouldn't have turned her focus because she's pushing robot, but maybe that would have been the better play. You get the pick, but I don't think it was worth it. And I don't know if you knew she used her Suzu or not. So that's another thing you got to worry about when you're doing these on Kiriko. And actually, this Kiriko just made a bad play when she got stuck. She should have just looked over here and blinked and teleported to soldier, and this would have got 0 value. So this player would have reacted better. This could have been a busted play altogether, because she has right now, when you stick her, she had just thrown her Suzu to her tank. So let's see, she had just thrown her Suzu. She has swift step. So if she would have been quick about it, she would have just looked right here or known what was going on. Maybe they just don't understand. They could have just negated that, and then you would have been, that play would have been nothing. So be careful on those. Like when there's a Kiriko, you got to watch those timings on those things, and you got to break here. But all right, and this fight coming out of spawn is you and Cassidy. I think you definitely carry this coming out of spawn. Like you come down, you're down. It's basically you're down 2. You're almost down 3 because you're out and you're not in right now. So you're down. Your soldier is down. They're down their Kiriko. So it's basically 3 on 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You come out, you're pushing them back. So very good play here. I just want to watch it because I think it's a really good. You did really good here. You come out, you get a couple of picks. So I think, that you definitely helped turn this fight around, because it was, it was looking bad. So definitely good there. I think this is the first fight you really carried. So here you're pushing the robot, which is good, but hey, at some point pushing the robot, you need to not push the robot. So in this fight here, let's see what you do, and then we'll talk about it.
Tactical visor activated.
All right. What I seen on this fight was you're pushing the robot, which is fine, but your positioning was definitely off. And so I think you should have fell back and played a corner, and you kind of ran into the diva. So I don't know why that was about. I mean, you were well within your range to fight, and it could have looked different. So, obviously you ran to hide from the bomb, but unfortunately it was in front of three of their players. So I think if you think about it, like right here at this point, the diva's down, coming down, boom. At this point, you move back here. You might even be able to take a couple of shots here. So at least you could have came and just went right here. Now you're playing the corner. Diva's there. Boom. Shoot. Diva. Hinder. Boom. 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 Move back. Rotate back. Oh, she bombs. Now you're here. Boom. You can come down this way. Shoot. Play the corner. Oh, need to come back up here. Maybe shoot. And play corners, right? And I think you could have alleviated a lot of that, right? Because she wouldn't be here just somehow just getting to do whatever they wanted, right? I think overall you did pretty, you had some pretty decent plays here. Maybe using your right click just a little too much, but but I don't know, maybe not. I'm not a too much expert on Cassidy, but once again you had some good plays here. I think you probably did carry a bit here. But right here, like this flank that you're about to go on is the perfect tracer flank that you could have done. Like perfect tracer flank. You let's see right here. Let's get right here before you jump down. Boom. Oh, you're gonna take some shots with your tracer. You force her out. And then right here, I just want you to look at this Your team is engaged. You almost go this way, and you're like, no. And right here. So this is what a perfect tracer flank would almost look like as well. And this is just a good flank right here by you. And I believe you did carry this. I agree. Just look how perfect it is just for you to do this, right? Because your team is fully engaged. They're fully engaged with your team. So this right here just makes for a nice flank, and we'll just go ahead and watch it. So, boom. Nice. You go back to like here though. I think you could have stayed. You could have stayed and shot, and you would have been fine. So here you kind of wasted time, but the flank was good and caused problems. But yeah, good play. There were some plays at the end that, you know, just got kind of rough, and maybe you just got to watch your positioning and off angle, and, you know, hit some of your shots, hit more of your shots. I think there was a couple of times where you did a really good, you had some really good plays at the end here. I think it was, you get up here in this building and you take the high ground, which is good. And you just got to hit some more of your shots. I think there you should have just, you know, instead of doing right-click Randy, as they say, then as E-Monk says, just shoot one shot. Like here you get up on the high ground. Here, I think this is good. But the problem is you just don't hit your shots. If you hit those shots, that might be a different outcome. So that's the only thing I can really offer on Cassidy. On Tracer, you know, on Cassidy, you had some really good plays, and you definitely carried a couple fights. You made some bad position decisions that cost you. You know, and a Tracer, I don't believe you carried your team. Actually, you know, Tracer is a hard character to play. It's all about timing and off angles with her. You had some good plays on her, but there were a lot of missed plays, mistimed plays. You know, work on timing with Tracer. Knowing when to engage is key to playing Tracer. You know, make sure you check all those boxes. Do I have full health? Do I have my cooldowns? Am I on a short off angle? And is my team engaging? Which is, you know, those are very important. I think if you work on those things, you will definitely get, you will have a better time on Tracer. Cassidy, I think if you probably would have played Cassidy on this from the get-go, you probably would have won this one easily. I just think your Tracer play, you weren't getting enough value or creating enough of a distraction for your team. So I would suggest just work on those. I also have another video, this one here, if you want to watch it. It's a Gold 5, I believe, Tracer review. So thanks for watching, and hope you have a good day.